Hi friends, I'm super excited to bring you my first look at Apex Legends Season 5. I've got loads of content to cover in this video, everything from Loba's abilities, map changes, weapon changes and legend changes, plus, some Season 5 gameplay thrown in there. I'll do the quests and treasure packs in a separate video, because then we can make those a running series, so then every quest that comes out each week, we can have a video for those and hopefully get the end-to-end story from beginning to end, which will be pretty cool. Before I get into today's content, can I just remind you I'm doing a Season 5 Battle Pass giveaway just to celebrate Season 5. All you have to do is subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on Instagram. I'll put the details in the description below so you can see what to search for, but it should be fairly simple. It's free to do, so you've got nothing to lose. You've got till the 24th of May, at which point then a winner will be chosen at random, and then I'll contact you and I'll give you your voucher code. I'll do it in the form of Apex coins, just so you can get a battle pass on any platform. So that's a little fun thing to engage with you guys, so yeah, please go ahead and do it if you want to. It's, like I said, it's free. Cool, let's jump into the gameplay then. So I will say there have been some massive changes. I'll put a link to the patch notes in the description below, but let's cover the important changes in this video.
Beautifully done.
It does almost feel like a new game, by the way, because of all these big changes, but you'll see that, I guess, as I talk through. So first, let's start with Loba. Loba's been the big, I guess, talking point around Season 5 so far, and from my experience with Season 5 so far playing with Loba, I really like her. I think, in fact, she's going to be my main legend for Season 5. Let me show you some of her abilities. So first, she's got her teleporting bracelet. To use it, you've seen in the trailer videos, you throw it and it teleports you. From actually being able to use it now firsthand, there are a few things to look out for. One, watch the angle which you throw it at, because you essentially teleport to where that bracelet lands or where it's going to land. So, for example, don't look all the way up vertically in the air, because you'll just throw it up in the air and you won't travel very far. If you want to travel far, you need to get distance, so don't look up too much. Try and look a little bit flat and then throw it. It's a great tool to get behind enemies, so you can take them by surprise, especially if there's kind of buildings in the way. You can throw it over and jump over a building essentially, and come in behind your enemies, which is cool, and will be useful in sort of heated gameplay. Her second ability is her passive, and this lets you see through walls to find epic and legendary loot. So again, it's really useful if perhaps you don't have much time, you don't know if you want to go in a building. You can immediately see if they've got good loot in that building, or in loot bins, or anything else. So it's super useful. Also, we have her ult, and her ultimate is, again, another just useful tool to have, especially for a team. So you throw it down, and this is where her spear sort of comes into play, and the devs did say we can expect to see it in game, so it's really cool that we do get to see this in action. What you do is you throw it down with your normal sort of ult trigger, and then it basically becomes almost a loot bin. It sends out a pulse, and it has a radius for which it recognizes and finds all loot in that radius. You then go up like a loot bin, press your action button, and you can basically scroll through everything in that radius. So it's got anything from weapons to syringes, ammo, etc. The only thing is you can only take 2 items, which is a little bit annoying, but it is a useful tool, especially if there's perhaps a care package nearby and you want to kind of steal that Kraber maybe without having to go all the way up to the care package and get boxed in. So yeah, it's going to be quite useful, especially for teams. So that's Loba. I think she's going to be a great asset to any team, but yeah, I'm definitely going to give her a go for my Season 5 gameplay. Next, let's look at the map changes, because again, I did a previous video where I was giving a bit of insight into what the map changes could be, and now obviously we've got confirmation. Let's have a look. We've got Skull Town, which has been replaced by salvage, we've got wetlands, which has been replaced by capacitor, and we've got the rig at the top there, you can see, which replaces the old relay area. I've been to each of these new areas. I do like them. It's going to take some time getting used to. They are large, but I do see them as an improvement. Also, capacitor is linked to labs, so it now provides a new way for you to get to labs, which basically means there are now 2 ways in and out of labs, making it a bit more of a kill box almost. If you get stuck in between 2 teams from each entrance, you're going to be in big trouble. So just watch out for that. The entrance for labs, to get between labs and capacitor, is actually where the portal out is within labs. So the door is basically at the other end of labs. One other thing to look out for is also the charge towers. So this is a new feature which there's, at the moment I've only found 2. Let me know in the comments below if you've actually found any more. One is near airbase, and the other one is in capacitor. So for both of these, what you do is you go up to there, you press your action button. It takes a few moments to charge, but once it does, it basically means your whole team gets their ultimates straight away. So it's a really useful tool. Again, just watch out because they can be good kill boxes for enemy teams, basically baiting you to go and charge your ultimates as a team, and then just take out your whole squad. So do watch out for that. That's more or less it for the maps. I won't spend too long. I would just say go explore the map yourself, check out those new areas. It will take some getting used to. I know the first couple of times I landed in Skulltown, or well, Skulltown replacement, I died pretty much straight away. So yeah, just get used to them. So what else is on the list? We've got weapon changes. So again, some big weapon changes, I would say. Firstly, the skull piercer rounds are back, which is awesome. They were my favourite hop-ups, so I'm pretty happy they're back. They're basically replacing the anvil rounds, so the anvil rounds have dropped out, so you won't find them. And we've got skull piercer. Again, similar kind of buff to what they used to do before. So the skull piercer now makes your headshots 2.5 scale damage for longbow and 2.25 for wingman. What else have we got? So we've also got the Mastiff, which is now a regular lootable weapon. So you can basically just find the Mastiff out on the map anywhere. It has been nerfed slightly. So you've got lower headshot damage, you've got lower damage per pellet, and a reduced fire rate. But in reality, it's still an amazing weapon, and definitely the best shotgun in the game. Still does insane damage. It's actually been swapped with the Peacekeeper, so the Peacekeeper now becomes a care package weapon. It's been buffed, but like I said, I still think the Mastiff is just better. Do try and pick it up if you can and give it a go. The Alternator has also been changed. It's got an increased mag capacity. I always found the Alternator never had enough ammo for the amount of damage it does. So the Alternator's now basically got a buff. It's a better weapon to pick up. Still not the best, but you know, a bit more useful now. I won't cover, there have been some other weapon changes, check out the patch notes for them, but nothing that major. The other big change I guess would be to the gold shield. It now no longer has the increased speed of healing, so you don't heal faster, but you do get double the value for shields and syringes. I'm not sure if I like this. I don't know if you would call it a buff or a nerf. It's just a change. I'm not sure if I like it, but anyway, it is still going to be a good shield. You get benefit from it. Just I like the fast healing. It was good. So that's weapons. We've done map. We've looked at Loba. I guess the final thing to look at is what other changes have there been to our legends. So I would say there's 2 big changes. The first is a massive buff to Mirage, to the point where he's actually almost too good. I mean, he's really annoying if you've played against him. So what his changes are is now when he sends out a decoy, he can press a button, he can control that decoy, and they basically mimic what he does. So, you know, if you send out your decoy and you kind of bounce up and down while you're healing, that decoy will bounce up and down as well. Or you can have him crouching or jumping, whatever, you can control him. So it's cool, but it does make it more tricky to play against Mirage now. They also last for 60 seconds as well, which is quite a long time for a decoy to be thrown out. Also, in addition to his tactical, the decoy, he can also control his ultimates now. So basically he sends out his ultimates and they mimic what he does for a set period of time. So this essentially makes his ultimate a lot more effective than what it was, where they just kind of come out and stand still. So again, it's a lot more confusing when you play against Mirage and he hits his ultimate. Also, in addition to that, his passive has been buffed as well. So now, when he revives you, or he's rezzing someone at a beacon, he becomes invisible, he cloaks. So now, you're invisible while he's healing you, which is going to be a huge benefit if you get downed and you've got Mirage on your team, and he comes and revives you. That's a huge benefit. I think I can see that working really well in gameplay. The final thing for legend changes, there have been some others, but I think the other big one is Caustic. I would say it's a bit of a buff maybe. Basically his gas now doesn't slow down friendlies. You know, when you used to get in, the gas sort of used to disorientate you a bit, even if it was on your side. It wouldn't do damage, but it would just confuse you a bit. So now it doesn't do that anymore. Also, you know when he used to put a barrel down behind a door and you would try and go through the door, it would trigger the gas to go off? Now that doesn't happen. So when you trigger the door, it won't trigger the gas, which basically makes it a door stop. So I'm not quite sure how that's going to work. I guess you're going to have to break down the door and then get rid of it by shooting the bottom of it. I don't know. I think it's going to be a bit annoying, that, but let's see how it goes. I will say they didn't make too many changes to Octane, but they did hint on bigger future changes coming for Octane. They just couldn't squeeze it into this patch. So do look out in the future. I think there's going to be some Octane buffs in the future, which again, I kind of look forward to. Anyway, that's it. I know it's been a long video, but there have been loads of changes. Also, by the way, on the maps, they're doing just King's Canyon for the next, I think, 13 days or something like that. So you won't get World's Edge back for a bit, but not a bad thing because there's lots to see in the new King's Canyon. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. I hope this was useful. I just wanted to really cover kind of the key changes because there have been so many, but I definitely feel they make Apex Legends now a better place to be. Breathes new life into it, I guess, is what you would say. So thanks for watching. Like I said, I'll post the treasure chest and quest in a separate video so we can make those a running series. And do check out my other videos on my channel, and if you made it to the end, well done, because this is quite a long video. I'll catch you later though.